Why did humans fall into a black hole? Both death and immortality. Alice and Bob are two astronauts. During a mission in space, two people approach a black hole. Suddenly Alice's booster went out of control. He was attracted by the attractive force of the black hole. Fly towards the black hole. As we get closer to the world, the slower time passes. In Bob's eyes, Alice's movements became slower and slower. He smiled back at Bob. I saw his smile slowly solidify and forever frozen frame into a photograph. And what Alice actually faced, it's a different story. Under the attractive force, he's flying towards the black hole faster and faster. Ultimately, it was overwhelmed by tremendous tidal forces, ripped into elementary particles, disappear into eternal darkness. This is Hawking's theory of black hole life and death. He showed us the physics of black holes. Because the mass and attractive force of a black hole, not even light can escape from it. Once a person approaches him, it will approach the speed of light. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, due to the relativity of time and space. So for people with different speeds, the scale of time varies. For Bob, an attractive force far from the black hole, the time and space around you, very weak attractive force. For him, time is a straight line from the past to the future. So he sees the black hole and Alice are in a static state, and for Alice flying towards the black hole. As he gets closer to the black hole, cause the light it emits, it takes longer to escape the black hole, so much so that the abalone on the spaceship, the light that Bo receives will get slower and slower, until it disappears. So Bo will never see. The moment Alice crossed the world. When Alice arrived in the world, time and space will be tilted 45 degrees. For him, when time is no longer a straight line from the past to the future, it's a diagonal line going up 45 degrees, like the surface of a light cone. This explains why would any object pass through the world. The reason why you can no longer escape after Alice passed through the world. Compared to the outside world, time and space seem to interchange concepts. Time now points downward, and before that, through space. The world of black holes is no longer a place. It's a moment in Alice's past. The center of a black hole is no longer a point, but a time in Alice's future. In order to better explain this phenomenon, suppose that when a massive star, when it explodes and collapses, its attractive force pulls the fabric of space at the speed of light. The moment the black hole formed will emit one last expanding bubble. When the bubbles grow and the space contracts, when a balance is reached, the bubbles stop growing. And that's what happens to a black hole. If we think of a black hole as, it's a light cone held in place by a region of spacetime, and straighten the warped spacetime, you will find that time flows from left to right. At this point we can clearly see the world of black holes forms a light cone. So after crossing the world, it can only fall towards the center of the black hole, because that's the future of the world. If we compress the image, you can see inside and outside the black hole. Two different regions are formed. So once Alice crosses the world, beyond the world became his past. And everything that happened after him have no connection to this universe. Even if he sends signals to the outside world, you will never reach your destination. So even though Alice is dead, but in theory, Alice, in the eyes of the country, will always live in the dark. Whole world. In the world.